Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you aren't new here. My name's Crowbar, and today we're going to be doing something a little odd. Now, I know the Among Us trend happened in 2020, and it's 2021. It's August of 2021. But I've been watching some more Among Us content lately, mostly modded videos on Twitch, and I'm not really going to talk about who I'm watching that from, so if you want to comment down below who your guess is as to who I'm watching, that's totally fine. You can guess. I may or may not confirm your guess, but you know, it's all a fun game, isn't it? But I've been watching that recently, and I figured, this might be the perfect time to talk about the Among Us character. Now, I've watched a Sims 4 series that lilsimsie has done where she just builds weird shaped houses, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, basically she just finds a shape. I remember her like Valentine's Day series where she just made a heart and then made a house from a heart. And she did the Sims floor or the Sims plum blob. And, she's done other things. I don't really know the full, extent to all of them because I haven't seen all of them. But I really liked that idea. And because I've been watching Among Us recently, and because I've been, I know that, this is a thing that lilsimsie has done, I figured I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to, branch out a little bit, definitely do something a little out there. I don't think this is on the gallery. I'm sorry about that. I will definitely try and put it on the gallery. But if you want to check out my other, real non-fun, builds, you can check it out. My gallery ID is the Crowbar26. And I can put that down below just so you remember it and whatnot. But I figured I would just make the Among Us character. I really, really wanted to make, a specific Among Us character from, one of the Twitch people that I watch, their character. I wanted to make that in The Sims. But then I was thinking, and I was like, oh, but that's going to be extremely difficult because how am I supposed to make a hat, or clothing? How am I supposed to do that? So instead, I figured I'd make the shell of the Among Us character, and then I'd make any of the rooms inside depending on, what I was thinking. And I start, trying to figure out what I'm going to do inside because I know I'm not going to do a second floor because I want to keep, from an overhead view, I want it to look like an Among Us character. But I wasn't really sure, how to make it look like a house. And so I do a couple things. But as I'm furnishing it, I realized that I really wanted it to be trendy because Among Us was a very trendy game. It was something that a lot of people were talking about for months, and some Twitch streamers are still talking about it. So I figured I'd sit down and do a trendy build, but not necessarily trends that I like. I actually don't like the majority of the trends that I made in this video. In this build per se, just because I'm not a white on white trend kind of gal. I don't like the white on white trend, but I know it was a thing. I don't think it's still a thing. It might still be a thing, but I don't like it. I think white is a boring color, and I've thought this for a long time. I think white on furniture is a really boring color. I think there should be some sort of color in it, maybe a black or a brown or something brighter, fluorescent. My favorite color being burgundy, could totally do that. But I wanted to make this because we're talking about Among Us, we're talking about something that, trends that have come and gone. I figured, yeah, we should do a trend. So I did a light wood, white on white plant build. So that's what I did in the whole thing. Now, it feels to me very feminine. Mostly because a lot of my builds feel feminine just because I'm a female and I know how to build for females. For guys, I literally just build a mess and then I think that's appropriate. And I know that's not accurate and I know it's a stereotype, but I don't really know what, guys' bachelor pads would be decorated as. I don't really know that because by the time I gain access to the guy's bachelor pad, he has cleaned it or decorated it or whatnot. So whatever. So we're on the build. So to talk about something completely off topic, to not talk about Among Us or Sims 4, I kind of wanted to talk about my intro. And if you check out some of my other videos, you can see that it was a different intro. So basically, I downloaded this app because my previous video editing app required it for animation. It's called Blender. And it's intimidating for someone without a graphic arts degree. So I have no idea how to do animation. I have no idea how Blender works. I have no idea how, making animation works. And I downloaded this app because my previous video editor required it. And I decided that video editor sucks, so I got rid of it, which is why I'm not telling you what it is. But I still used it, and I was like, oh, well, I should be able to find an intro online, like from a template. So I do that. But my Blender download is not the same one that it was a couple years ago. They've updated it since, which means that a lot of the templates that I had access to was from like 2 years ago, which is totally fine. But the settings are different enough that I don't like it. So if you look at my previous intro, you can see the colors are off, and because my favorite color is burgundy, I changed the color on the intro to be burgundy. That is not burgundy, that is pink. So I've been struggling for the past few weeks to figure out why it is not burgundy, because I've typed in the hex number for burgundy, which is 8020, because you can Google that. You can figure out what the number is. Obviously, I looked up burgundy and typed in the number in Blender, and it just wouldn't work because the setting that it was 2 years ago is changing the color now. So I try to figure it out, I try and do it, and then I'm like, you know what, I need to create a new intro. But I'm like, but I don't know how to do that because I don't know how Blender works. So I spent all day yesterday trying to make this intro, which I'm not finished with it. I want to make the base plane of it to be, sort of a water effect, that way when Crowbar hops into the water and comes back up, there's a ripple effect. So I think that would be really cool to make it a quick liquid, but I'm working on it, right? But that base layer is burgundy, and then I put lights around the scene and then spun the camera around and Crowbar just so the whole thing is lit up with different colors. And I think it looks so cool because if you narrow me down to colors, because I'm a big color person, my favorite color is burgundy, and I really like sunsets. I like being outside. And what's a sunset? It's a mesh of colors, right? So I tried to create that in my intro, and I love it. And it's such a basic intro. It took me an entire day, literally 2 days. It took me the longest time to figure out what to do because I knew how to make a plane. I could figure that out. And I knew how to get the lighting to work. I could figure that out. But I didn't know how to move the camera around, and I didn't know how to spin, Crowbar. I didn't know how to spin my name. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at multiple tutorial videos. I'm looking up multiple things, and then I finish it. I'm like, awesome. And I'm like, so it's 10 seconds of just Crowbar spinning around with different lighting. That's cool. I'm glad I like it. But I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to rotate and spin and stuff. So I look into that, and then, I have the genius idea to put water on it, and it's a huge mess. I'm going to be fixing my outro as well, but seeing as not a lot of you guys that watch my video stay to the end of the video, I have some time to work on the outro because I don't think any of you have ever seen it. And I don't think anyone who's ever watched it has seen it. The only person that has seen it is my second channel, who has I have my iPad open with my other channel and just, playing my videos from the beginning to the end, just because I want someone to feel like I'm watching me, but, it's myself. But yeah, that's my struggle with Blender. If you have any tips on, beginner basics that I can do, something for an intro, something that isn't just download a template and figure it out, that'd be great. Something really easy, something struggly and difficult. I want it to be sort of, animated and cute, but I'm not really sure what it is because I'm not really sure what this channel is because I'm not really sure what you guys are looking for from me. But anyway, back to the build. I love this Among Us character. It's really funny. Which, by the way, if you like this video so far, you can, hit the like button, or you can hit subscribe if you really like my Among Us content, or if you like my other content that I do on this channel. That's totally cool too. But yeah, just the whole thing is very funny and amusing. Yeah, so anyway, back to the build. I'm, struggling to deal with the layout. I'm definitely trying to get everything in. And, I know I want a couple bedrooms. I know I want, the white on white trend, even though it's really hard to see. I know I want this really weird sized rug just because I felt like that worked with the trend too. I felt like that's something that, a YouTuber or content creator would have. I'm trying to channel my inner, my inner like blogger. And I'm trying to figure out like exactly what that looks like in my head. Obviously, I'm totally 1000% stereotyping a certain type of person, but when I don't have any experience with this type of build, it's very difficult for me to actually like have anything to go off of. But anyway, I'm sort of trying to finish up all of the rooms. I know it's like super open, and I felt like that sort of worked out as well, just because I feel like some of these types of houses would be super open because I don't think, a lot of clutter. I think, they would go with the whole minimalist route, which means that they wouldn't really have a lot in their home in the first place. So I was definitely trying to work with that and trying to go off the like open concept, which is why there's archways everywhere. But yeah, I'm just sort of trying to figure out like what I want to do with the space. But yeah, back to Among Us. I think it's really funny. I think the whole thing's really hilarious. I end up making the Among Us character blue, just because I didn't really want to show any sort of favoritism to anything, any Among Us creator, anything like that. I didn't really want to show any sort of vibe or favoritism for a specific creator. And I'm going to tell you this right now to sort of put into perspective, what sort of content I'm actually watching with Among Us. It's modded content. It was Among Us Town of Us mod, and now it's Among Us Other Roles mod, I believe. But yeah, I definitely watch that on Twitch. So if you like that kind of content, you can totally fucking do that. And yes, I did just add in the F word for the sole purpose of not making it a kid-friendly video. I definitely don't know what makes a video kid-friendly or not. But I know if you use the F word, it's no longer kid-friendly. So I'm going to do that. I know I don't know what my content's going to look like, but I know it's not going to be, it's definitely going to be me, and I'm not going to censor myself just for the YouTube algorithm to sort of show my content everywhere, just because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change who I am as a person, and I am someone who definitely uses not 10 out of 10 professional language 100% of the time. That's not me. But I definitely try and keep it away from a lot of the videos just so it's not overpowering. And, if that's not your thing, you don't really have to deal with it that often. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to finish the build, trying to keep that white trim in. Definitely trying to check that out, which by the way, I have just uploaded another video, so you can check that out if you liked this one. That one's a more family home, whereas this one is a little weird. And here I'm trying to do a little sunroom area just because I liked the idea of making it as bright as possible because there's not a lot of outdoor space. And I wanted to sort of limit anything that I placed on the lot because, ideally I'd want a pool, but I didn't really want to do a pool because it would take away from the Among Us character. And I'm trying to fill it with plants just so, it gives it a nature vibe. But yeah, this is a few different packs. I didn't really restrict myself at all. But if you want a base game only pack, I just uploaded a base game only family home. So if you want to check that out, that's totally fine. I don't think this is on the gallery, but I can put it on the gallery. I know I might have already said that. I definitely already said that. But I can put that on the gallery if you want it. But comment down below if you want it or not. I just don't really think you're interested in it. So that's why I didn't want to put it on the gallery. But yeah, we are almost finished with the video, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, comment down below if you still play Among Us, and you know, if you hate public lobbies as much as I do, because I hate public lobbies. I really do. I don't play Among Us anymore because the public lobbies are just really bad. But I wouldn't mind playing Among Us any other way. And I couldn't figure out why this chair wouldn't like realize that there was a desk there, and then I realized the desk was backwards, and I was like, oh my god. So I hope that all works. I think it does with, you know, one of the Sims updates is that, you know, you can definitely put desks under there, but I thought it was like a cool thing to do is, you know, people want to sleep on the top bunk sometimes, and then you can do a desk under there. It's like a cutesy sort of thing. But yeah, I hope you all liked the video, and I hope you all want to subscribe for more content, and if you don't want more content, that's totally fine. I respect that. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you did, and go check out my other stuff. You know, I'm a pretty mediocre builder, but it's better than a beginner builder. But I hope you enjoyed. Bye!